Hey guys, welcome back to History with Mrs. Lee. Today I wanted to talk about European exploration of the New World. So I have my map here, and I have my Spanish colored orange along the Gulf Coast, my French colored kind of magenta. They're up here in the Ohio River Valley and up into Canada along the Mississippi River. And then our British are colored green along the Atlantic coastline east of the Appalachian Mountains. So the first group that I would like to talk about are the Spanish. They arrive to the New World in 1492. They come to North America. And we talked about the 3 G's: God, gold, and glory. So the Spanish were interested in spreading Christianity to people in the New World. They were interested in hopefully finding gold or other resources that could make them rich. And then glory. If you have more land, you're a stronger empire. So they wanted to just take over as much land as possible to be the strongest country or empire in the world. As I stated before, they settled along the Gulf Coast region, what is now today Florida, Texas, Mexico, down into Central America and part of South America. One of the really negative impacts of the Spanish colonization was the encomienda system. And this was basically the Spanish government telling the conquistadors that whatever land they take there, they would be allowed to force the people to pay them taxes or to become their slaves. So in the encomienda system, many Native Americans were forced into slavery and many caught diseases and died. And speaking of diseases, that was part of that Columbian exchange. And this is where Europeans are bringing over things like plants and animals and exchanging them with the plants and animals that were native to North America. But the one huge negative of the Columbian exchange was that many diseases were brought over from Europe that the Native Americans were not immune to. All right, the next empire that we're going to look at is the British Empire or the English Empire. And the British come over in 1607. And they will settle along this Atlantic coastline here east of the Appalachian Mountains. They did not move west of the mountains because the mountains were a barrier to them. The English came over for a variety of reasons as well, and people like the Virginia Company of London came over for profit. They were hoping to strike it rich and find gold. Some groups, like the Pilgrims and Puritans, left England because they were looking for religious freedom and they were tired of being persecuted in England. So they came to America looking for freedom. The English also came over looking for glory. They couldn't let Spain have all this land to become the strongest empire in the world. England wanted a piece of the action. Okay. And finally, the third major empire that we discussed was the French. And I said we're going to write a whole bunch of F words on our paper, the 3 Fs. Friendly French furs. Now, the French are going to settle here in the Ohio River Valley west of the Appalachian Mountains, and they will go up the Mississippi River up into Canada. But the reason that I said they were friendly is because the French really had more positive relationships with the Native Americans. They were also interested in spreading Christianity, but unlike the Spanish, the French were more encouraging of the natives to discuss their religion. It wasn't forced upon the natives. And then the French were highly involved in the Ohio River Valley for the fur trade. So they could kill and trap animals here in the Ohio River Valley and then sell their furs for a huge profit.